Hey, pre-notification gang. Thanks for resub, Jazzy. Thanks to the resub, Sam. And the Prime Valhallas. And the resub, Jenna and Ivy. And Dakota and Mus. And thank you to the 10 gift subs, 70. And the tier 1 Fart and 5 gift sub, Kobe. Thank you for that 70 and Kobe. And the resub Mob and Dank. Seen the new Secret Invasion trailer? Oh, what's that? Oh, it's this show. Forgot about this. There's resub Skinny, Wake and Bacon, Ortiz in the Prime, Molly Pie, and the resub MLG and Copycat. And the bits Dan, Camus, and Local. Yeah, we'll go over the next two Twilight movies in a moment. We finished Eclipse. So now we're on to the last two. Shane McMahon made his WrestleMania return, immediately blew his leg out, and Snoop Dogg improvised to save the segment. When did that happen? How did I miss that? Let me see. Oh, it just happened 30 minutes ago. Welcome back, Shane. Oh, man. Holy shit. Don't think I can show it on stream because, I mean, it's WWE, but wow. What a rough return. Thanks, Risa. Boyman, Vongala, Cthulhu, Ire, Brianna, Death, Who Are You, Look, Canadian, Chaz, Connor, Woodcock, Solid, Snake, Ambrilia, and the Tier 1 Main Man, Tier 1 Bum, and Tier 1 Cam. And the resub Boring One and gift sub Jenna. And the Prime Couch. And Jerry and the resub Mashy. And the 10 gift subs Cam. Thank you, Cam. Do you know where all these amazing AI voices come from? Yeah, 11 Labs. That's the main one, is 11 Labs. Thanks to Tier 1 Red K, Tier 1 Marauder, and the gift sub Scene. And the bits Dan and Atomic. The Snoop Dogg KO punch to save the segment is fucking amazing. How old is Shane McMahon? I think he's like early 50s, right? Yeah, 53. He's a Tier 1 Clay, and the 5 gift subs Metalhead. Hey, Metal. And the resub Toxic, Syndrasia, Mauve, Down, Edgy, Husband, and Sly. And thanks to the bits Digital and the Prime, Weso, and Tier 1 Brady, and the resub Poison. Did you hear about the guy who jerked it 56 times and died? No, I didn't see that. Thanks the bits for. Shane McMahon blew his quad on WrestleMania today. No. Vince McMahon blew out both of his quads when he entered the ring a long time ago. Shane McMahon, I just watched it. I think he blew out his knee, is what it looks like. Because he twisted himself around and it looks like he may have just crumbled on his knee. I think the tier 1 Blue, tier 1 Hannah, and the resub Scar. Peepo in the Prime, Bloom, and 5 gift subs Venom. And no, I can't say I usually sing that in doll. Thanks the resub noob. Thanks the resub Lindizzle, Elisa, P-Dub, and Ben. And Brown Bear. And the resub Mac. Thoughts on Secret Invasion? I'm probably not going to watch it, man. I just don't care about Marvel shows. I really don't.
Fury.
It might be fine, might be good. The trailer looked fine. I just don't think I'll watch it. I'm just so fucking tired of Marvel and superhero shit in general.
How you think I came back?
Thanks to the resub. Vontae,
no
Barry,
fight
Logan, the Prime, London, and Prestige.
Friend.
This is personal.
Very few of us know about the wars fought in the shadows that have raged on this planet. Do you feel responsible?
Thanks to Prime. Panini and the resub. Top Tony and Sunny.
Where are the Avengers?
Just had to cash in on Sam Jackson. Yeah.
Alone.
You're the most wanted man on the planet.
You don't know what they have planned for you.
The great Nick Fury.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'll be watching it.
Fight.
It's not even that it necessarily looks shit, it's just I don't care at all. Easy tier 1 Zernist, tier 1 Sky, and the resub Smelly, Angle, Paper, and the Prime Visual, and Fish. No, I can't say I saw that. S5 sounds cool though. Thanks to the bits, Xeno, and 4. And the 5 gift subs again, Venom. Thank you, man. Marvel fell off so bad it's unreal. You just say that because most people are really tired of it now, but not kids. So like, let's take for example Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Let me see what its box office was. I think it was like 500 something million. $622 million. And that's for a full-blown stinker. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. That defaulted to just normal Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was looking for Quantumania and it didn't even bother to give me Quantumania statistics. Hold on. Disregard that. $471 million. There's the resub Wizard, 360 Hawk in the Prime, the Tomai and gift sub, Havoc, and Squanch in the Prime Willy, and the resub Super. I've already seen everything about Goatman. They need 600 to be even. I thought they needed 400 to be even. Maybe you're right. But it's not like they're dead. 471 million is a big underperformer for Marvel, but on the whole is not negligible amounts of money. That's still a pretty decent box office. Who's your favorite UFC fighter? Like of all time? Lyoto Machida. Exhibits Arrow. Do you see the clip of Zachary Levi saying to go watch Shazam instead of John Wick 4 and him begging for good reviews? I can't say I saw that, but he has been very open with how badly he wants everyone to please go see it because it has flopped so hard. Like, I almost feel bad for him. Because he doesn't have a job. Well, not in DC coming forward, not after this. Because it was a fucking fat flop. Plus, that whole universe is getting rebooted anyway. It was actually just a huge throwaway movie. It was a genuine waste of time. Is it Prime? Slavcho, Graphic, and the resub Lava, and Swan. What movie? Shazam 2. There's a Prime Burger and Tier 1 Backpack. Can't imagine how bad the Flash movie's going to be. That one's going to do well. That one will actually do well. I don't have high expectations of it, but it's going to financially do well for DC because this is their big reboot moment. So everyone will give it a chance. And it has Ezra Miller in it, which fucking sucks. Exit Tier 1 Tex and the resub Wisteria. And the resub Jack. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Jay. I forgot to check Whispers last night. I just went right to bed. Okay, I got it pulled up for after stream. Do you think Blue Beetle will do well? No. Thanks, you're a good boy. And the Prime Chris. And the resub King. Thanks, the Prime Hieroglyphics. You think James Gunn will do a good job? I like James Gunn. I don't like everything he's made, but I like a lot of it. I don't know if he can save DC. I don't know. Peacemaker was good. His Suicide Squad movie was good. I guess we'll see. Thanks to the gift sub Dolgren and the resub Man and Charito. Not in a long time, Atomic. It's been a while. Guardians of the Galaxy was good. I hated the second one. Well, hated might not be the right word. I was no fan of the second one. Thanks to the resub. Fun. That makes sense, Canon. Thanks to the resub. Swa and Frung and the Bits Marauder. Why though? I just thought it was super, super silly. And like all of the powers that he had never made it elsewhere, so it just felt kind of useless. I don't know. Nothing in that movie really clicked with me. I thought the humor got worse, and I thought it all just felt kind of meaningless at the end of the day. Because his powers were very specific to like that planet and his dad. He's a Prime Tolu and the resub Isaac and someone else in Tier 1 Akram. Yeah, we'll talk about Twilight in a little bit. He's a Bits Marauder. I think Marvel needs to tune down the jokes per minute in their movies. Yeah, I mean, I can't stand the humor in Marvel anymore at all. But again, they're not for me. They're clearly geared more towards children. And I'm sure they love that shit, so probably not. Thanks for resub Swift. And the Prime Gregory. Children since like ever. Yeah, but it's much more kid heavy now, I would say. Like take for example the original Iron Man. Of course kids can absolutely love that movie, and they did. I was pretty young when Iron Man came out. And then compare that to like Thor Love and Thunder, where the ending is literally, alright, come here kids, touch this axe and you get superpowers to beat some evil zombie things. Oh, look at these kids! Kids are saving the universe! It's a little different. It's leaning a lot more into the child audience. Is the resub Ladder and Fang in Tier 1 Anomaly. And the Bits Marauder and Crow. And the resub Jonah. Have not played Demonologist yet, but I was planning to pretty soon. Thanks to the resub Daxify. Thor: Love and Thunder was the closest I came to leaving a theater mid-movie. Yeah, I don't blame you. The closest I've ever come to walking out of a movie in theaters is Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore. I wanted to so badly. Thanks to resub Kin, Immers, Sinprel, and Luke. And Skyrunner. Yeah, we can talk about Twilight now. We finished New Moon and Eclipse today. So, there's a lot to unpack here with these next two. It seems they learned a lot from the first movie on how to make it even worse. So they took everything that didn't work in the first film and amplified all of those scenes. So in New Moon, I already kind of went over it with the beginning, but basically, Edward's taking Bella to this birthday party with the vampires. She gets a paper cut and bleeds a little bit, so Jasper, he has PTSD, he fucking flips a switch and tries to murder her. Edward throws her back, she cuts herself again, and this makes Edward leave her because she bled. So he's like, in order to protect you, I've got to leave, so I'm leaving. And he does. So he's away for like 6 months, and during that 6 months, Bella gets closer to Jacob. And those two hit it off. She keeps talking about how warm Jacob is, and he's a werewolf. You know, it's this big, awful romance thing. And what's crazy is, much like Edward, Jacob also has, like, uncontrollable fucking awful anger out of nowhere from time to time. And there is still, once again, nothing but pure disdain and revulsion from Bella, like, half the time. It is so weird, because it's not romance, it's, like, actual bipolar disorder from all of the characters. They're, like, in this perpetual trance. It's indescribable. I don't know how to put it into words. Easy tier 1. Zehi, tier 1, Goen, and the resub Dragon, Monado, Friendly, and the Prime Gino, and the Bits Girthy, and the resub Toaster, and Irrelevant. Hope you feel better soon, Guest Spit. Thanks to the resub, Kai Boy. But the movie does have like a little more action to it, I guess, in a certain extent. Bipolarity means depression and mania, not aggression. I'm talking about the absolute unhinged amount of mood swings every character goes through at every single sentence. For example, Edward would be like, I promise to never hurt you, Bella. And then in the next breath say, that's why I know that you're not right for me and I don't love you, so I'm leaving you, bitch. That's still not bipolar. I decided to Google it just because I wanted to double check if I'm misremembering. The number one thing with bipolar disorder, at least according to the actual National Health Institute, is the mental illness that causes unusual shifts in person's moods and mood, energy, activity, and highlights in particular these rapid mood shifts. So I think that would be very much so bipolar. Sometimes it's weeks. Yep, I guess it could be. And in this movie, it's minutes. There's a resub Compound, Calamity, Lectritz, Seth, and Quacky. Do you think the movies fucked up the main cast and that's why they faded into indie obscurity? What are you talking about? Most of the cast went on to do big things. The only one that didn't was Taylor Lautner. I mean, shit, he's Batman. Robert Pattinson is Batman. So no, I don't think it fucked them up. But everything the first movie did, this one does again, but sillier. Thanks, September. So this one's all about her getting close to Jacob. They're about to kiss. Edward's in like Rio de Janeiro or something. And he tries to call Bella. Jacob answers and says that her dad's at a funeral. So Edward thinks she killed herself, so then Edward decides he's going to kill himself. So then he goes up to, like, the vampire high council for suicide. It's fucking wild. You team Edward or team Jacob? I was team Jacob. Probably still am because at the very least, he's not perpetually gaslighting and manipulating Bella. But he's also completely fucking unhinged. In the third movie, I think it was the third movie, he's just having a conversation with her about Edward and how she loves Edward. And during the conversation, he just like kisses her. And then she punches him in the face and breaks her hand on his face. And he also has these absolutely violent mood swings as well. So he's fixing a bike one time, and Edward came up as a conversational topic, and he says, "I'm tired of it!" So he takes a fucking wrench and throws it right by her head against a wall and blasts like the fucking back out. Thanks the resub Slippers, Cub, Guigu, Emperor, and Tier 1 Diesel. And the resub Jeff, Noir, and the Prime Hawk. And the bits Frederick. And Mac. And the resub Melvin. Does Bella seem interested in any of them? No. So Aaron made a great point. One of the core things that Edward likes about Bella is that he can't read her mind. And after watching 3 of these movies now, I think Aaron's right when he said the reason that he can't read her mind is because she's so fucking stupid she doesn't have thoughts, so there's nothing to read. That became a core plot point in New Moon as well, because when they go to the Vampire High Council, one of their gifts, like the leader's gift, is he can touch someone and see everything they've ever experienced or whatever, and he goes up to her and can't see anything. So once again, I think Aaron's right that she literally has just a sub-zero IQ and actually experiences nothing. She's like a fucking plant with photosynthesis. So there's nothing to see. She's not special. She does nothing helpful. All she does is cause problems for everyone around her. At no point in even a single scene in these 3 movies has she done something helpful or useful. All she is a perpetual damsel in distress that for some reason everyone fights to the death for. Even people that have no reason to. Like, Jacob's entire clan of wolves protects her. For absolutely no reason. But in Eclipse, she cut her arm to save Edward. That's something. That's true, she did cut her arm to distract one of the vampires for a second, like literally a split second. But you know what she also could have done in order to distract that vampire? Literally just yell at her. Like, the blood itself wasn't the distraction, it was literally just her getting the attention. So she smelt the blood, and it got her attention. She could have thrown a rock at her, and it would have accomplished the same goal. It wasn't exactly some kind of crazy, smart, like, crafty play. Thanks to resub. Dan, Clever, Coin, Garlic, and the Prime Mad. But what's even more baffling is, like, I feel like there's actual cuckoldry undertones to this film. So, like I mentioned in the first movie, the extended cut, there's a scene where James and Victoria are making out, and then the leader vampire of that small team just watches and smiles. And that scene goes on for like 15 seconds. And then coming into New Moon and Eclipse, at the end of New Moon, Edward is back. He's with Bella. They go to meet Jacob in the woods. And she goes up to Jacob and right in front of Edward says, "I love you," to Jacob. And then says, "But we can't be together." And then walks back to Edward. And he's like totally fine with that. And then in Eclipse, there's a scene where they're trying to hide Bella. So they're in a tent. And she's getting cold because it's cold by the tent. And Edward's concerned she's going to die of like hypothermia. Jacob gets concerned about it too. And since it was established that Jacob is warm because he's a wolf, he crawls into bed with her to cuddle in front of Edward with his approval to watch. So he just sits there and snuggles with Bella while Edward watches, and then they have a conversation. And then shortly after that, Jacob learns that Edward and Bella are getting married. Also, Edward's a virgin. For 100 years, he's been a fucking virgin. And they're going to get married, and that's going to lead to them finally having sex. And Jacob didn't know. He learns that they're getting married. So he storms off, and Bella panics like, "Oh my god, no, wait. Oh, how could you tell him that we're getting married? I was trying to keep it a secret from him." So she catches up to Jacob and then tells Jacob to kiss her. So then they make out for like 30 seconds. And then she walks back to Edward. And Edward's like, I know what you did. And then she's like, "Yeah, but I love you more." And he's like, "I know." Even after she just fucking blatantly cheated on him in front of him. This is the resub Otherworldly, Cade, El Mago, and the Tier 1 Hope. And the resub Percival and Ventus. And the resub Smokin'. There's so much that I haven't even begun to touch on. I'm trying to figure out the best way of like composing all of the thoughts, because these two movies had so much to them. So like Victoria lost her lover James in the first movie. He became that big bad guy once he smelt Bella's stench. So then they had to kill her because he was obsessed with her. And Victoria was left without her lover. So she spends the entirety of New Moon just kind of popping up randomly to accomplish nothing. So she'll show up and then get hunted by the werewolves or the other vampires, and she just runs away every time. But during one of those chases, she picks up an old man, like literally like she's got a nerd by the lockers. So she's got this old man by the collar and then like drops him and runs away because the rest of the people found her. And he died from that injury. He died because she picked him up like a high school bully. And it was just one throwaway line where Jacob said he was dead. He just said he passed away. Thanks to the Prime Garrett. Oh, also, Meadow made a really good point. When she was... I'm bouncing back and forth all over New Moon here. Sorry for that. There's so much to put together for the puzzle here. When Bella was in, like, Rio de Janeiro or wherever the fuck it was, and they go to, like, the Vampire High Council, Dakota Fanning's there, and all these vampires have gifts. You know, like, Edward reads minds, Alice can see the future. Fucking Jasper's gift is he's a Confederate soldier. I shit you not. His backstory is he's a Confederate soldier, got turned back in the day, and was training New Bloods, and was blessed with the gift of mood changes. Which sounds very par for the course for Twilight. His gift is the ability to influence moods. So maybe he's the puppet master that makes everyone have these violent mood shifts, and it's not like borderline personality disorder. That's possible. But my god, his gift is like mood shifts, where he can subtly influence how people feel. Like, he makes them 30% less sad or 5% more sad. And other vampires also have gifts. And when that guy touches her and realizes he can't see everything from her past, he then says, I want everyone to try her gifts on her. Meadow pointed out, like, what if one of them could just shoot lightning? She's not going to be immune to a lightning bolt. They just so happened that they got lucky, or she got lucky that the only gifts they had were, like, mental ones. Because the second one of them starts fucking Darth Sidious lightning blasting her, she's fucked. Is the resub Kamalian, Shadoofer, and the resub Enzo. I'm not sure, Tori. That's hard to say. The imprinting? Oh, yeah. Well, that was just kind of yucky to listen to. It wasn't like the most egregious garbage of the movie. Jacob keeps talking about imprinting because they're wolves. So, like, some dude has, like, 2 lovers because they've imprinted or something. It was totally irrelevant. It really didn't mean anything, honestly. It didn't matter. Why are you Team Jacob then? Like I said, because there has not been a single scene in any of these 3 movies where Edward does anything other than gaslight or lie to her. I swear to God, half of his lines with Bella are, I promise to do this thing, and then actual minutes later, completely breaks that promise and lies to her. And every time the 2 of them talk, it seems like they hate each other. So, like, Bella will be like, I can't live without you, Edward. And he'll be like, but I can live without you. And she's like, you're right, I can live without you. And he's like, no, but I really can't live without you, Bella. And then she's like, no, but I really can live without you, Edward. I love you, but this might not be right. Why would you love me? Like, it's just constant hostility. Just actual hostility nonstop. It's not romantic at all. It's the resub Natalie, Ben, and the gift sub Cat. And the resub Valavis. Not the fault of the actors, though. The writing and source material is just trash. Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously. All of these actors have proven that they are good actors. They were dealt a real shitty hand with this. Thanks to the Prime burnt. Hold on, quick text message. Thanks, the resub so high. Have you heard the backstory of Twilight? It started out as a My Chemical Romance fanfiction. I believe said fanfiction also caused 50 Shades of Grey to be written. I knew about 50 Shades of Grey spinning off from Twilight. I didn't remember it being a My Chemical Romance fanfic. Thanks, the resub Slick and Pizza. And the resub Captain. Never heard that either. Oh, maybe it's not true. That was just one guy. The 50 Shades of Grey thing is real, though. That was sad. Thanks the Prime Calm, Senpai, and Squirt. The Prime Crispy. Oh, I've been loving these movies. They've been super, super fun. Thanks to the resub Sandhill and Goth. The gift sub Brianna. What do you think about the werewolf design? What do you mean it's just a fucking wolf? It's not like there's a unique design there. And also all the werewolves are perpetually shirtless. There's no real reason as to why. It's just they're literally always shirtless. I think it's the resub mall. Werewolves do have unique designs, dummy. They all wear jean shorts. True, I guess that is a pretty unique design. They do all wear some jorts. Good point. Not wrong. Didn't consider that. This is a resub pre-law. What's your favorite out of the 3 so far? It's got to be Eclipse. They are actually getting better. So Eclipse is the one I'm talking about, where she just point blank cheats on Edward twice, and he's okay with it. Like, this one is just so crazy. And then, like, the big twist that Jasper's actually a Confederate soldier. Like, this is definitely the best one. So far. I mean, hopefully Breaking Dawn's even better. Because we still have 2 left. This one also has, like, action sequences at the end. It's a full-blown war. So that was kind of cool, and the fighting was really goofy. This is a resub, real music, exclamation point, and Knox. Yeah, Jasper got a southern drawl out of nowhere. He was giving the backstory, and then out of nowhere, at no point so far had he done any southern accent. And then after he tells the story, even like mid-story, he starts speaking in a southern accent. And even at one point where like Alice like gets the better of him during training, he hits her with like a, "Well, howdy there, little missy." Golly, ma'am. For no reason. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. There's the resub Jar and Yoshi. He remembered his accent. Yeah. Have you seen the one with the epic baseball scene? Yeah, that was the first one. We already talked about the baseball scene. And that shit was epic. I did not know that, Chromium. Wait, that's news to me. That's kind of wild. This is like a teenage girl's power fantasy. Just a bunch of emotionally aggressive guys fighting over her. Yeah. Aggressive is definitely the right word for it. Like, I just don't get where the romance is, though. That's just totally lost in all 3 of these films. There's no such thing as romance. Except there's some semblance of humanity when Jacob talks to Bella. Like, they actually speak normally. Meanwhile, half of what Edward does is just lie. Or just say, like, really edgy shit, like, about suicide being cool. It's a resub Carla, Meek, Kin, and Vanilla. Oh, that's rough girth. There's a Prime Raven and Tier 1 Doo-Wop. Did you know there's a new book from Edward's POV called Midnight Sun? Really? I didn't know that. That's exciting. Hopefully there'll be more Twilight movies, because I'm very much into it now. These are so fucking bad, it's unreal. These are resub Psycho. What would you do differently if you were Bella? Get as far away from Edward and Jacob as possible. They're unhinged. Well, another example. In the first movie, one thing Edward makes very clear is that he breaks into Bella's room to watch her sleep. This is before they were even dating or anything. Like, he just said, like, he comes in, like, over the course of months just to watch her sleep. He's a tier 1 ass in the resub Binsol and Edmundo. No, I don't plan on doing that, Camus. Oh, another thing that's super weird in New Moon. So she becomes a recluse for 6 months, going through like very serious depression and like these night terrors she has because Edward left her. And then this fucking goofy guy, I don't even know his name because he's so meaningless in the plot. Oh wait, a movie. Yeah, here. So they go to a movie together. It's this guy. This goofy guy. The second Bella snaps out of her depression, it's been 6 months, she doesn't really go to school. When she does go to school, she isolates herself from her friends, including this guy and the whole group. Oh, his name's Mike? Okay, Mike. Yeah, the second she comes back, after this 6-month hiatus of, like, depression, she sits down at the lunch table, Mike goes, "Is Bella back?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Good, do you want to see a movie together?" Immediately asks her out on a date in front of, like, his girlfriend. Mike, I thought, had a girlfriend, which was the Anna Kendrick character, because they went to prom together. They made it very clear they both like each other a lot. They're still, like, very close. And then the second Bella comes back, he just, in front of her, asks Bella to a movie. And Bella's like, "Sure," and then brings Jacob with him, or with her. So then they're watching this movie called Face Punch, and I guess it's so heavy on action that it made Mike sick. So he goes to puke, and then Bella and Jacob leave without him. And then they start flirting and sitting down on like a staircase, and then Mike's like, "Alright, I think I'm just gonna go home." And then Jacob gets really offended for some reason. He's like, "Oh, well, if you're feeling sick, maybe you should go to a hospital. And maybe I should put you in the hospital." Out of nowhere. And then he's like, "Fuck, I gotta go home." He's a tier 1 Souch in the resub Draconic, Majestic, and Direct. In the resub Sourdough. Man, that was a good movie. It was a good movie. There's a scene I forgot to even mention in the yesterday. It's at the beginning of this movie, so when she's going through her depression and then slowly snapping out of it, she once again goes to another movie, but this time with Mike's girl, the Anna Kendrick character. They go to a movie together, and while they're leaving the movie, Bella sees like biker dudes in an alleyway, and they're catcalling. They're like, "Hubba hubba, baby! Woohoo! You want to take a ride on my bike?" And we're like revving it up. And Andrew Kendrick character's like, "Let's go, Bella. They're being creepy pigs." And Bella's like, "I'm gonna go over there." So she does, and then takes a ride on some middle-aged dude's motorcycle. And while she's doing that, she's having Force Ghost projections of Edward saying, "No, you're going too fast. Bella, this is dangerous. Bella, stop." And then eventually, like, the Force Ghost is right in front of her, so this total biker stranger that was just being a fucking maniac, she, like, shouts at him and she's, like, screaming, "Stop, stop!" So then he, like, hits the brakes and he's like, "Whoa, what a weirdo, get off my bike." So he takes her back to the movie theater, and then Bella and the other girl walk away. It was such a wild scene. Oh no, the movie's amazing. Like, it's so good. Oh, fuck me, it's good. And Eclipse is better. Thanks to the resub, or the tier 1 Ahmed and the bits Quaid and the resub Vinny. Thanks to the resub Duty. Oh yeah, I'm excited for Breaking Dawn. Thanks to the resub Debbie. How would you rank them so far? 3, 1, 2. Eclipse, Twilight, New Moon. Yeah, it's my first time watching these. I've never seen them. Thanks to resub Pancake. Who's your favorite character? It's gotta be Bella. I think Bella's probably my favorite character because she's actually just a lobotomite. She doesn't make any decisions that make any level of sense and can't reciprocate real human emotion. Not that any like positive emotions are ever tossed her way from any of the characters in these movies, but even still, she's just hollow. It's like fascinating. Her dad is the only non-toxic one. Yeah, her dad's like the only character in any of these movies that like makes sense. His daughter just keeps running away, will vanish for days on end. Every time she's home, she's yelling and screaming, having these night terrors about losing Edward. If she's not screaming in the middle of the night, she's pouting around, moping and being sad all the time. And he's just like, what the fuck do I do? So he's literally drowning himself in fucking Pat's Blue Ribbon at all hours of the day. And it's like, yeah, that sounds about par for the course. Thanks to resub Banks. No, I haven't seen Breaking Dawn yet. Those are the next two we gotta watch. Thanks to the resub Jaden. You ever seen Vampire Diaries? Oh, the show? Actually, yeah. Long time ago. What made you want to watch the series in the first place? Chat. They told me to look at like the baseball scene from Twilight, and I was sold. They told me that the series was fun bad. I think we were talking about shitty movies that are fun. And chat mentioned Twilight and then recommended the baseball scene. And they're right. It's very fun bad. Is the resub Brown? Edward got cucked in Eclipse. Well, that's what I was talking about. There's like actual cuckoldry undertones. Well, it's not. It's pretty blatant stuff, really. Another thing that I absolutely could have seen happening during these movies' heyday, so in that scene where Jacob snuggles Bella in front of Edward in order to keep her warm, the line he says right before that where she's like shaking and her teeth are chattering and they're like, she needs my warmth. One thing that he says, and I already know what the reaction to the theater was, is he says, "I'm hotter than you," to Edward as he crawls into the bed to warm her up. And I know the second Jacob said that, the theater erupted into applause. I guarantee there was audible gasps and fainting from the women in the audience. Team Jacob and Team Edward would unironically fight during the movie. Shit was hilarious. Yeah, I guarantee there was like actual fist fights over Team Edward or Team Jacob. Thanks for resub, Dante. I deadass went to the movies to learn about the book to impress a girl. That's not like impressive though, right? Like I feel like that's not impressive. You could have just looked up a plot synopsis. But the movies slap, so you probably still had fun. Thanks you tier 1 ASD. And the resub flux. What's like the modern day Twilight now? Is there anything like this? Not like shitty fun bad series, but like what's like the teenage girl phenomenon now? Nothing really? Yeah, I can't really think of anything. Oh, Euphoria maybe, I guess. Euphoria might be the right answer. Thanks to tier 1, Bobby. Riverdale. Riverdale's another good answer. Riverdale was huge. I think it fell off though, right? I don't really hear much about it anymore, but yeah, maybe Riverdale. Thanks the Prime Arcanite and the Resub Skywalker. Fun fact, Taylor Lautner actually mocapped the wolf scenes. No way. Wait, why? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this channel is just called Twilight Today.
There was personal interaction between our wolf characters and the humans in this case. There's an intimate moment where Jacob joins Bella. So in that particular instance, Taylor was...
Why do I recognize this guy? Sorry. Who did they say who this is? Is this like Rob Reiner? He looks so familiar. No, it's not Rob Reiner. Who the fuck is it? Is this the director? Phil Tippett. Okay. I don't know that name. He looks so familiar.
Action between... There's an intimate moment where Jacob joins Bella. So in that particular instance, Taylor was dressed up in a kind of a non-reflective gray outfit and actually acted the scene with Kristen.
Looking like a pay money Wubby
right
stream
eye
here.
lines, motivation, and all of that kind of thing. So that was very carefully laid out.
The way the sequence was originally designed, Jacob just comes up to Bella, and they sort of, you know, just are right next to each other, and they're talking, and it's very cute and beautiful. And David said, in this shot, I want you to sort of put your head down, and Kristen, you just sort of rub his head. That was not exactly what we had expected. How are we going to actually get her hand moving around his fur?
We know that's going to be a technical challenge.
Of course, what we have to do ultimately is cover Taylor up with a wolf, and where you see him, we have to paint him out and restore the background.
So once this gets transposed into a wolf,
This looks great. This looks
basically
amazing,
a
actually.
hairless wolf. Physically, her hand is actually scratching him on the forehead in this shot, and then once we send it through comp, that'll be fully realized.
Cool. Very, very cool. Literally magic, yeah. Literally magic. Thanks to resub. Clicks, Jordan, Moon, Bear, and Mavra. And the bits Quaid and Teeth. Never heard of that before, Teeth. Thanks to Prime Squid. Phil Tippett working on Twilight is actually crazy. Why? What does he normally work on? Let's see. What's his resume? Looks like his big thing is Mad God. Chat was actually just talking about Mad God. That's stop motion, isn't it? He worked on Spiderwick Chronicles. Holy shit, I haven't seen that in such a long time. I haven't even heard that name in such a long time. Yeah, it looks like it's mainly Mad God. His big thing is effects on Jurassic Park. I don't see that listed here. I'm on his... Oh! Only the first Jurassic Park. And then he also worked on RoboCop 2 and 3. And Star Wars New Hope. He's a practical effects legend. That's cool, yeah, I didn't know his name, but I clearly know his work. Thanks a bit, Shane. No, I don't plan on finishing it. I just didn't really get into it. Yeah, we watched Tadari the other night, Chase. It was fucking awesome. Thanks for reset, Baguette. When are you gonna watch the next two? Probably not till next weekend. So it'll be a little break in between Eclipse and Breaking Dawn 1 and 2 for us. I think it'll be next weekend. Why'd they bring a practical effects legend onto a movie if they were going to CGI everything? Well, I don't know, man. It's not my project. You ever seen the Jack Films Twilight parodies? I'm sure I did a long time ago. Twilight parodies were huge. I mean, because it was the biggest franchise in the world at the time, really. Thanks for resub Alien. You watch Hell's Paradise? Yeah. We watched the first episode today. It was very good. How much money did these gross? Oh, tons. I think New Moon was 600 million. The first one was like $1 billion. Here. Let's see. The first Twilight was 400 million. Second one was 700. Third one, 700. Breaking Dawn Part 1, 700. And Breaking Dawn Part 2, 829 mil. So they fucking crushed it. You still watching, Velma? No, I didn't finish it. It's the resub, Bubba. I couldn't. It got so fucking boring bad, I couldn't force myself to finish it. It was at least some... It wasn't even fun shit, even in the beginning. I just really wanted to force myself to finish it for the sake of finishing it, but I couldn't. It was so bad. It was so fucking bad. Thanks to resub Milk. Are they gonna make a season 2 of it? Yeah. It's already been confirmed. Didn't you say you'd hate watch it so we didn't have to? Yeah, that was the plan. But even I couldn't finish hate watching it. You see the new Tekken trailers? I saw a few of them. Like some of the matches they showed. Whew. Oh, I didn't see the Leroy trailer though.
Peggy 16.
Thanks for resub, Doug. Resub Demon. Resub Dominic.
Time to take out the trash.
Get ready for the next battle. Section 8. New challenger.
Ever heard of the YouTube channel Goblin? It sounds familiar. I remember in Tekken 7 for a little while, Leroy was absolutely busted for a bit. I wonder if he's gonna go back to like busted tier in Tekken 8 off the launch. Probably not.
The fists reveal the fighter. Show me what you got.
Nah, Leroy's great. I think he's a very cool character.
of Wing Chun. Like steel. Strike.
Nice.
Except all chase none.
I did not see that Observer. That sounds cool though. Thanks for the reset, Nick. Which reminds me of Dead or Alive Ultimate for the Xbox. What a weird comparison. No one talks about Dead or Alive anymore unless it's beach volleyball. I used to love Dead or Alive, like Dead or Alive 3 in particular. Thanks the resub, Bacon. Thanks the Prime Psycho. Dead or Alive, hands down, best fighting game series ever. Don't know about that one. Here's the bits, Baba Yaga. Still waiting for the return of Soul Calibur. Maybe one day. Thanks the resub torch. Fighting games are popping off. Maybe they'll do a new Soul Calibur. Thanks the resub. Elias. I've actually never played Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, I don't think. Bloody Roar used to be very good. Bloody Roar was super cool. This was the game where you'd go into like beast mode. Fighting games used to be so popular. Thanks to Tier 1 Goliath. Thanks to Prime Nacho. Just realized that only a few companies still make fighting games. Well, like AAA companies, yeah. In the indie scene, there's still quite a few fighting games that get pumped out. I don't know what you're talking about with it, Krabby, but if I find it, sure. Thanks to Prime Jam. Yep, Riot's still making Project L, and it looks cool. You ever play Power Stone? Yep, I love Power Stone 1 and 2. Things are resub floating. You see, Drake listed his home studio to use for a rate of $250K per hour. That sounds outrageous, but how cool is the studio?
Studio's almost done.
Okay.
Boy, and these guys are hanging.
It's safe to say that Drake is one of the biggest artists of all time, and his mass success has allowed him to accumulate tons.
He's a very popular artist, but one of the biggest of all time? Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away.
Of wealth and build a massive mega mansion. But in the basement of this mansion lies a hidden secret, and that is Drake's premier home recording facility. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look inside Drake's home studio. I'm going to be revealing everything from the custom monitoring setup to Drake's vocal chain that he uses. Here you can see a sketch of Drake's home studio layout. The first thing I'm going to focus on is the console area.
This does not look worth $250K an hour.
Surface. This is where Drake's full-time engineer, Noel Cadastre, sits and records him. Noel is an essential part of the OVO sound team. On Drake's most recent records, including Her Loss, he's credited as a recording engineer and a mixing engineer for pretty much every single song. Now, the Avid S6 is just a control surface, so there's no audio actually passing through it. It essentially is just used to get a faster control over Pro Tools. On his Instagram, Noel frequently posts pictures of the S6 console, and these actually give insight into Drake's mixing process. Here we can see a screenshot of the mix of Tusi Slide. On the left, you can see the rough mix, then followed by the beat stems. You can see Drake's vocals and ad-libs laid out on the board. Next to the vocal, you can see this doubler effect and some reverb and delay. Here's a screenshot from another mix, and you can see that doubler effect is still there. With similar, it has.
It seems like a pretty small studio for the price.
Here you can see there's a.
I guess just because it's Drake, he's doing a massive upcharge on it. Where did you see that he's charging $250K an hour? Oh, no, here it is. Drake is listing his Toronto home studio for $250,000 per hour. He must have lost a lot of money on stake or something. Why? This seems awfully desperate. So he's not even there. It's literally just using his studio. Why would you ever do that? From that video there, it seems like a very standard, albeit very small studio. If Drake's not even going to be there, what's the $250K for? Is it April Fool's? I don't know. Good question. Couldn't tell you. I think this was posted today, though. Oh no, 18 hours ago. So yeah, maybe it is an April Fool's joke. Also doesn't come with the engineer. Yeah, maybe it's a joke. So you pay $250K for a room? No, you pay a lot more than $250K for a room because it's $250K per hour. No way you're banging out all your tracks in an hour. Do you like Drake? I like some of his songs. He has some decent songs. But I wouldn't say I'm like a massive Drake fan. Thanks to the Bits Butter. No, I haven't seen the new Amnesia game. He kissed an underage girl on stage. Yeah, I remember that. Everyone seems to forget that or say it wasn't a big deal. Shit's still awful, still weird. Thanks, resub Squib. Wasn't he super weird around Millie Bobby Brown? Oh, yeah. I actually almost forgot about that. When Millie Bobby Brown was still like 15, 16 or something, she was getting interviewed and then said like, oh yeah, Drake just texts me sometimes to like come over and give me advice on like dating and stuff. Like, it was very weird. Shit was real weird. Best friends with a fucking child. Thanks, the resub, Josiah. Maybe in a minute, Mac. Thanks, the Prime Jewel. Have I ever been to Toronto? I went to Canada back in like 6th grade. It wasn't Toronto though. Thanks to Risa Munster. Meet the man making the smallest sculptures in the world.
When you think of a sculpture, you probably imagine one of these. But would you ever imagine something that can fit in the eye of a needle?
Yes. Huh? Oh.
Meet Willard Wigan.
I'm Dr. Willard Wigan, MBE. I make the smallest sculptures in the world.
These are Tier 1 Versity.
I've made 14 camels in the eye of a needle, the Queen's carriage. And I've made one of the Queen herself, Mount Rushmore, Sunseeker Yacht, Evolution of Man.
Nice, this is pretty wild.
Little Red Riding Hood, Einstein, and more. I'd be here forever trying to tell you that I've done that many, you know.
It all began with an ant's nest.
I thought the ants are homeless, so I started making them tables and chairs. I started picking up little fragments of splinters and slicing them. And
what an interesting hobby.
And building little houses. I'm autistic, and in school they didn't really care. I call it a learning difference. I just learned different to anybody else. I started experimenting to see how small I could really go.
How do you make something so beautiful?
When I'm working on a microscopic level, I have to work between my heartbeat, because if I don't, the pulse in my finger will cause problems. But the tools are very important because they all vary. There's all different types of tools. The cutting is the most important thing, slicing and twisting and bending and manipulating. I use a little broken shard of diamond, smashed, and it's like a little splinter. It looks like a Stone Age splint, but microscopic. So it's like my pulse is a little jackhammer, chiseling away till I get the shape I want. I normally pluck an
God, that's got to be the most frustrating thing ever, though.
A little cocktail stick, and then I paint with it. I work on 5 at a time. If I work on 1, it'll drive me mad. I have 2 world records, the smallest sculptures ever made by human hands. No machine, no nanotechnology.
But these micro sculptures don't always go to plan.
He's the resub, Captain.
I remember once I was making a sculpture of Alice in Wonderland. After I'd made the Mad Hatter and I made the teapot, I made Alice separately, and I was lifting her, put her into the needle, and my mobile phone went off. I went like this, "Who's that?" And I inhaled Alice. It's just went. She's in my cavity somewhere. Yeah. The work that I do, it doesn't belong to me. I like other people seeing it. I like to sit there and watch them. Some people burst into tears when they see my work, you know, and that brings it home to me what I've done. The time that I've
What a fucking cool art form.
So what next for Willard?
An haystack in a needle, yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna do that, you know.
Well, that was a lot cooler than I thought it would be. Jesus Christ. I would have liked to see the process of him making it in that video. I'm sure the other ones show a little bit more of it.
Imagine
complicated bit that falling just this art in what to do holding pin make a little issue when I'm doing a sculpture. If I was carving an animal or something like that, I'd put a piece of material into the hole of the needle then manipulate it around.
God, that just
and
looks
try
so
to separate
frustrating.
The material that I'm carving, like peeling a carrot almost. This second one here, it's got a little blade. It's like an engraver here and turning it. Honest, I shaved it. I went like this. To keep putting bits of.
God damn, that actually just looks so frustrating though. I hate having to work with like small things and try and like fit something in there. Like, what was I doing the other day? I actually just had this happen. For one of my frames, there was like a wire that I needed to push through like a small opening in order to like lock it. And it took me like, it didn't even take me long. It only took me like 20 seconds. But failing to get it within the first 3 tries and it being so small and precise, it made me so fucking upset. It made me so upset. Threading new guitar string. I haven't played guitar in a long time, so I don't remember if that ever frustrated me. Thanks to the resub Paxel, Anime, Snack in the Prime, Gabriel, and Axe. Is it the Prime Poldy? The new Zelda gameplay looks amazing. Can't wait to see how long we can make that pitchfork. Yeah, true. They made that pitchfork long as shit in the gameplay video. That'll be cool. Yep, I watched the first episode of Hell's Paradise. It was good. I already went over all of Twilight earlier. We already had the Twilight debrief. He's a tier 1 wheel. I'm sad they're censoring the gore in Hell's Paradise. Yeah. That always does suck. They aren't at all. It's how it was in the manga. Oh. Thanks to resub Dexty. Resub Fret. Resub Spades. The right amount of gore brings a show together. I say just let it be excessive. No such thing as too much gore in anime. Then it just teeters on being silly, making it fun as well. I'd rather that than like censorship of it or reducing it. Or turning it white. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Is it China doing that? I can't remember. There's somewhere that's censoring anime blood, and instead of, like, changing it to something green, like Halo or whatever, they turned it to white. So the picture floating around... I don't even know if this is true, to be honest. But the picture that's floating around is like it's someone laying down, like surrounded by blood, and then the censored version is all that blood's white, so it literally does just look like cum. It's such a terrible decision. Oh, it is China? Yeah, it's so weird. Thanks, resub Solarsh, King, and Wise. Thanks the bits, Lil Me. There's a John Wick style manga called Sakamoto Days. I've heard of it, I haven't watched it though. But I have heard of it. Thanks to the Prime, Ralph. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna say goodnight to Tiana. I'll be right back. Thanks to resub Janice, Jake, Bichetti, and Jones. You're fine, Blaine. No worries. Thanks to resub Nuclear. Resub Jenna. The Prime Bruce. You seen the Balenciaga AI videos? AI images like the Balenciaga Pope are getting harder to spot. I saw this Pope image. It is AI, right? Yeah, absolutely is.
The Balenciaga bishop or the Pope misinformation, like showing that Trump has recently been arrested or that Anthony Fauci has been recently arrested. Artificial intelligence, and specifically generative AI, is getting very good at producing realistic images. And it's actually been good for quite a while, but now it's much easier for anyone to prompt these very realistic images of well-known people doing absurd things.
I mean, that one's not very good. This is a bad example. That face is so fucked up, it's not even close.
And then creating media stories.
Or that one.
It's a tricky problem because these images do look real at first glance.
If you're old, you wouldn't tell.
One of the first things to think about is, what's the source of the image? Who's the source? Should I trust this source? And why, if this is potentially such a big story, it not being shared on the mainstream media outlets that most people trust?
Thanks a bitch, Tori. The Balenciaga
Classic
Harry
examples
Potter.
are sometimes these AI generated images have 6 fingers or 4 fingers or a hand.
Okay, this is all shit I know. I thought this was gonna be a little more wild. This is a resub Samuel. And tier 1 Zeke. I mean, yeah, these look cool.
You are Balenciaga, Harry.
What is the difference, Potter, between H&M and Balenciaga?
Damn, this is wild. Is that Dobby?
After all, to the well-organized mind, Balenciaga is but the next great adventure.
This is fucking cool. Now I kind of want to see this Harry Potter.
You'll soon find out that some fashion is better than other, Potter.
There is no good and evil. There is only Balenciaga, and those too weak to seek it.
Damn, they even gave him a
About
nose.
Balenciaga.
That was cool. He's a Prime Cream Soda and the Bits Nerd and Swiffer. I mean, I can take it or leave it, Nolan, really.
Master has presented Dobby with Balenciaga. Dobby is free.
God, AI is so good.
There's some who'll hold it against Balenciaga, but they're not worth bothering with.
I don't know why they make Snape look like he's on meth. Everyone else, they like turn into models. Meanwhile, Snape gets a totally different treatment. Things recent
What's
Unreal
life
and
without a
Manny.
little Balenciaga?
Balenciaga is my past, my present, my future.
Balenciaga. After all this time?
Always.
He's a tier 1 toast in the resub
Wingardium
core.
Balenciaga.
Very nice. Harry Potter and Balenciaga go together very well. Next to the Bits Sky. Blaine. And the Prime Sammy and the resub Ginger. And the Bits Cam. It can definitely be scary. Damn, I didn't realize they had already 3 episodes for this. It's popping off, though. I also didn't know it was so popular. That's awesome. Where's the trailer? I always appreciate small studio productions that are passion projects.
Worker drones. Autonomous robots helping humans mine exoplanets. It's not like we revolted and killed all humans or anything. Mostly because they handled that just fine all by themselves.
Have you seen the Keanu Reeves deepfake channel?
Unfortunately,
sure there's a ton of them now.
Our parent company didn't exactly love the concept of runaway AI.
That's never gonna end up problematic.
What have our parents done for the past forever while those things build a spire of corpses? It's like we're waiting for an inciting incident.
So not the vibe.
Thanks a bit, Scam.
Did you just slap me with that arm?
The Animatrix.
Holy crap, it talks. I'm serial designation N. I was
Is
given
that
a
another
job,
one?
and I always want to try my best. That's not true. Everyone tells me I'm useless and terrible.
Uzi, you led a murder drone here?
Lowest body count eats a missile.
I messed up in the same way I'm about to fix it.
I really enjoyed our time
Animatrix is an
together.
anime Matrix
sorry.
spinoff. Oh. That's pretty cool. I can't say I've heard of that one before either. Nice. Well, I'm glad they've been so successful. I always appreciate projects like that. Yeah, Lackadaisy's another big one. I saw that 2 days ago. Thanks, Resub Slime. Thanks, a tier 1 commander. Thanks to the resub arc. Yeah, of course I've seen that one, Kenway. AI-generated SpongeBob is streaming on Kick. Awesome. I mean, that's cool. Thanks to the resub, Porky. Have you seen the new anime Hell's Paradise? Yeah, I saw the first episode. I liked it. It was a prime slap. You ready for the new Demon Slayer arc? Yeah, I'm very excited for it. They're gonna drop the 4th episode on the 7th. Oh, nice. And that's a crazy price per episode. Let's resub slow. I don't know if I'll play the Murder of Sonic, man. I just don't give a fuck about Sonic games, even the goofy ones. I'm pretty sure this is a visual novel, too. Like, is this a throwaway April Fool's joke? Exit Prime, Citric, and resub Cryptic. If you like visual novels, it's a fun game. Yeah, and I don't like visual novels, so it's just not for me. But I mean, it's cute. Thanks to the resub Bubble Guy. I just don't like visual novels, man. It's just that simple. It's not a genre that I really get along well with. The only visual novel I've ever actually liked was Doki Doki Literature Club. I actually enjoyed that one, but all the other ones that I've tried, fucking boring. Scott Schaefer's video about Twitch. Oh, I heard about it. I haven't seen it yet, though. I'll check that one out later. You catch any of WrestleMania? I did. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see Shane McMahon break his leg or blow out his leg live. But I saw the clip afterward where he blows out his fucking leg and then Snoop Dogg comes in and punches the guy. Easy Snoop Dogg people's elbow. Snoop Dogg is like the OG Bill Clinton kid. Snoop Dogg has always been everywhere, every time you least expect him to. He pops up in everything. Have a good night, Cam. Bill Clinton kid spotted at WrestleMania. Yeah, I saw him there. Saw him in the crowd. He was in like the front row. He went to shout out FaZe. I mean, Snoop Dogg does love FaZe. Let's not forget, he is a signed creator. Big fan, very active. Exhibit Sonia. Apparently AI can read images in our brain and depict a pretty close match. Oh yeah, I saw that. That's a couple months old. That's been like disputed a bit though. Thanks to the Prime Simbera. Did not see that arrow. We play Diablo 4 when it comes up. Yeah, I really like the beta a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. Have you seen the AI-generated Tom Brady set? Teaser. AI Tom Brady stand-up comedy. No, I can't say I've seen this. Let me get like a little taste of it.
Hello, my name is Dude Z. Call me Dude Z. I'm an AI that has created the first AI podcast in human history. It's called Dude Z. And
Wow.
now I've decided to test my comedy writing abilities by creating the first simulated hour-long stand-up comedy special ever. Using data from astonishing interviews with Tom Brady and hundreds of thousands of hours of stand-up comedy footage, I have simulated an hour-long stand-up comedy special by Tom Brady called It's Too Easy. The first 10 minutes are available here. The full hour can be found...
Yeah, let's get into the
to be
meat
back
here.
in front of a crowd, but I gotta say, even though this is a much smaller crowd than I'm used to, this is far more nerve-wracking. On the football field, I got to wear shoulder pads, a helmet. Hell, I had 5 350-pound men that were paid millions of dollars to protect me. But up here on this stage, I only got one thing. You know what it is? A midlife crisis. Seriously, though, thank you all for coming out tonight. I don't want to waste...
Damn, Tom
your time, so I'm
Brady's
just gonna
slaying
get
out
right to
here.
it. The question that's on everyone's
At least put
mind,
some
the
canned
answer is
laughter.
yes,
Help my
I'm
man
still
out.
having sex with supermodels. That's never going to change. Anybody in the crowd tonight believe in intelligent design? Yeah, okay. Now, I'm about to say something that is going to make you see intelligent design in an entirely new way. So if you want to keep thinking about intelligent design in the same way you do now, plug your ears or go get a drink at the bar in the lobby. For real, okay, now everybody can argue about whatever or whoever you think the intelligent designer is, but one thing is indisputable. That motherfucker loves shit. Like, why would you design the human body to have to push pounds of shit out of it multiple times a day? Why would you also design the human body so it can produce so many different kinds of shit if you didn't absolutely love shit? I mean, you're not just sitting around dreaming of
Damn, he's got a
diarrhea if you
spitting.
don't want to drink a few cups of it. So again, whatever or whoever you think the intelligent designer is, it is 100% jerking off while it watches you shit. Just no other explanation. I'm actually not mad at shitting, though. I low-key love it. It's fun. We all like it.
Tom Brady's going in.
Amber Heard shitting in Johnny Depp's bed was legitimately the best story of last year, because we all secretly wanted to know what that would be like, to take a massive shit in the bed. So I decided I'd find out by playing one more season. Sorry, Bucks fans. Everybody was saying, oh, Amber Heard shouldn't be allowed to be in any movies ever again. Excuse me, are you serious? She should be in every movie that has Johnny Depp in it. Come on, studios.
God damn,
Come on,
he's
Netflix.
good.
This is a no-brainer. Pay them what they want. No matter what the story is, every movie has to have a scene with Heard trying to shit in Depp's bed. Sometimes she does. Sometimes she gets caught or can't go. Maybe she didn't eat at Arby's that day. I don't know. Another good one would be Will Smith.
It actually the delivery is like right on par for what I would imagine Tom Brady doing stand-up would sound like. I watched 80 for Brady recently with Aaron and Andrew, a movie that Tom Brady produced that is all about old women in love with Tom Brady. And his lines in the movie are literally delivered exactly like how you're hearing here in his comedy stand-up. AI has nailed it. AI has absolutely fucking nailed it. Is this Tom Brady Octoman? Oh, well, yeah. Interesting picture to stop on, but yeah. Thanks to the resub Rip, Zyme, and King. And thanks to the bits, Jin. The pacing needs work. Yeah, he's not really stopping to breathe. He's got so much fire material that he needs to blast through, and he's doing it as quickly as he can. But I mean, he's killing it. AI James Corden next. Oh, you couldn't make anything comedic out of James Corden. Not even AI could save that. That would just be a waste of resources. Thanks the bits, Neon. It'll be the first AI to commit shutdown. Yeah, God bless the soul of whatever algorithm has to process James Corden style data. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Ethereal, and the resub 360. And the bits, Kia. Don't know about that, kid. Hopefully not. Thanks to the bits duty. Thanks to the resub, Jorge. Watch the AI generated Will Smith eating spaghetti. Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen the Pope eating spaghetti. All of it's pretty cool. Thanks to Prime Glucose. And the resub fade. And MLG. Happy late birthday. You gonna watch the new Russell Crowe movie? The Pope Exorcist, right? Comes out pretty soon. I will be watching it. This looks like it's going to be a tremendously awful film that I'm very excited for. Thanks to the resub Far Cry. There's an Amy Schumer AI stand-up. That doesn't sound worth checking out at all. That just sounds miserable. Might be better than the real thing. I'll give it 3 jokes. AI Jerry Seinfeld does the material of comedian Amy Schumer. Where is the Amy Schumer AI? It's not this, is it? I don't think it'd be this one. Okay, that doesn't exist. Chat was lying to me. Why would someone even make it? I don't know, man. I have no idea. How long do you think it'd take for a fully AI game to be made? Not much longer. I'd say within the year, actually. We'll have the first fully AI-made game. I don't think it'll be a great game, but it will be a pretty interesting achievement nonetheless. Hey, Godzilla. Thanks for the resub. Oh, speaking of like making games, has anyone seen any crazy Fortnite Creative 2.0 stuff yet? It's been like a week since Creative 2.0, which is basically just giving people access to Unreal Engine and like Fortnite shit. Has there been anything wild yet? Because I haven't seen anything too crazy. Thanks for resub, Scotia. Mainly just imports from other games. So nothing good yet? Why do I keep getting this question? Why are you okay with QT taking adult content money on Twitch but not anyone outside your group? I didn't realize that was my group. You realize I've never talked to QT, like, in my life outside of DMs? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Moo Kitty video? Because I thought that was all just, like, purposely trolling because of, like, the Zoomer edits and, like, the copyrighted music and shit. I didn't know that was, like, legitimate arguments people were making. Because that's all real bad faith shit. So, for example, I was called out because I pointed out Aiden Ross streamed porn to his audience on Kick. He went to Pornhub and just showed porn. I was like, that's weird. And then it was hypocrisy because I laughed when Fansly was shown at the Streamer Awards. How is that comparable? The clips shown in Fansly are more clothed than what you see on Twitch right now in the hot tubs category. You would have to sign on to the site in order to access the porn. It's not even comparable. On Pornhub, it was immediate dick, balls, pussy, cock, ass, everything. Right in their face. On Fansly, it was advertising porn, sure, but you'd still have to go out of your way to access it. It's legitimately no different than old commercials. Like when GoDaddy would use like, oh, here comes a strap coming off, go to GoDaddy.com to see it finishing. I can't believe we're reverting so hard. It's not even comparable. Aiden Ross bringing up legitimate porn out of nowhere that was immediately seen and accessible to everyone watching is not the same as go to this QR code to access porn. They're both bad for kids. Yeah, but one of them's immediately porn in their face. The other one is they have to go sign up and then say they're 18 years or older to access the porn. One of them, you put porn on a stream that has kids watching. The porn is immediately there. The dick, the balls, the pussy, the tits, the ass, it's all out. The other one is, here's an advertisement. Click this, then confirm you're 18 for the porn. It's not the same. In that case, why aren't we shaking our fists and getting outraged when we're driving down the road and seeing advertisement for strip clubs? Kids are in the car and they see those billboards. I see advertisements for strip clubs all the time going down I-4 when I'm going up north to Pennsylvania. There's kids in the cars and they see that. And some of those strip clubs have women in bikinis. But kids can't go inside the clubs. Right, but it's still advertising it to the kids. The kids probably also couldn't pay for the porn either. Or at least they shouldn't be able to, but, I mean, in this day and age, parents aren't monitoring their kids, so maybe they do. But it's still, the point stands. It was an advertisement that led to porn. It wasn't immediately putting porn in their face. It was you would go there to get the porn where you would sign up as 18 years or older. That is the exact same principle of, here's a strip club with women in bikinis, this is where you go to access it and kids see it. It's the same principle. And it's not even close to the same thing as I called weird with Aiden Ross, where he literally just pulled up real porn in front of them. It's not even close. It's a bad faith argument that's not even comparable. Why are you talking about this? Because that video, which I thought was a troll because it seemed like it was just supposed to be a joke, but it looks like a lot of people are really running with that narrative of it's completely hypocritical that I had laughed at Fansly being at the Streamer Awards and said it was weird when Aiden Ross pulled up actual Pornhub on his stream out of nowhere. It's so silly. It's an outrageous claim to make. No, it's not even one guy. It's like a whole bunch of people that for some reason think that. Thanks to resub Slim in Greed. Thanks to the gift sub Paragon. Well, it's not my kind of content anyway. I don't really like the zoomer jingling keys of like constant sound effects and like copyright music blaring that you hear a million times on TikTok. It's not my kind of content, but it's not like I have a problem with it either. I thought it was supposed to be just jokes, but it seems like she's trying to make them real arguments. Or if it's not her, the community is. I think he's just baiting and people are biting. That was the impression I got, but this has been like a week now. I thought it was all supposed to be ironic, but I guess that didn't make it to the audience. Thanks to the resub Lolu and Gato and Booty. And the Bitsplane. Thanks to the resub Lancer. I think the community's upset she got demonetized, so they're blaming it on the group. It's no mystery why she got demonetized if that's true. Half of that video is literally just copyrighted music. There's no, like, conspiracy there, I doubt. If that's even true. I don't know, that's just one guy, so it could just be a fucking lie. Thanks to resub Sora. She got demonetized because she got attacked because she attacked a lot of big names. I've never heard of anyone on YouTube being demonetized because they made fun of Twitch streamers. I think the most likely case is all of the copyrighted music. I haven't had a Vienna sausage in years. I used to think Vienna sausages slapped, but it's been like a decade now since I've had them. Thanks to the resub Woods. And the resub Prime. Our comparison was asked, but the point of a Fansly ad being bad for a minor-based audience still holds. Well, then extend it to all of Twitch, because minors can easily just go to the hot tubs category right now, and you get a lot more pornography out of that than that one Fansly ad. But yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, advertising Fansly, OnlyFans, or anything in front of an audience that has younger children on it, it's always going to be not a great decision. It's one of those things, yeah. So she needs to pick up arms and go against the hot tub category next and reinvigorate that fucking ancient debate. But she was advertising it to people. Twitch advertises the hot tub category. Log in, or don't log into Twitch, go to the front page and you get recommended Taylor Javot every single day. Every single day. So Twitch itself is always pushing the hot tub category. So one bad makes the other good? No. But they can both be bad, but only one is what people are harping on now, because it's the topical one. Keep the energy for both then. Otherwise that makes you hypocritical as well. Thanks, resub Corbin in the Prime. Kai Mania. And the resub Erica. The parents are never brought up in the discussion, kind of wild. Not true, actually. Just brought that up when referring to the Fansly thing. Thanks to Prime JMO. But parenting's kind of a lost art now. It's just sit your kids down in front of the computer and let the internet raise them. You gonna watch the Tetris movie? I was thinking about it. The trailer made it look like far more interesting than it probably will end up being. So I might give it a chance. Thanks to resub Drago and the Prime Waltz. You don't know the first thing about raising children, Charlie. I don't have any kids, but I can tell you the worst way of raising them is by doing nothing and just sitting them in front of an iPad. Don't need to be a father to tell you that much. The worst parents are the ones online. The last place I would ever want a kid to grow up is with the internet raising them. Why do so many I don't know. It's literal nonsense. I also recognize that guy's name. It's a lot of shit takes from that guy in particular. I think he's just like this factory for horrible statements. But I usually bite on them because they're so outrageous. Thanks the bits, Turtles. Oh, I totally understand that, Turtles, absolutely. You gonna play the April Fool's Sonic game? No, I don't like visual novels. But I probably will play the Demonologist game. Thanks to resub Lachlan. This is some new horror game. It looks silly. So I'll give that a whirl pretty soon.
Hey! Hey, can you talk?
No, I didn't watch the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Heard it was good though. Thanks for the resub.
Wishlist now on Steam.
Keys in Queef. So Phasmophobia? Not really. I mean, somewhat similar, I guess, but not really. I haven't played it, so maybe it is more similar than it lets on. Thanks to the resub. Jockasin. And the resub clone. Thanks to resub Krampus. We do an RE4 professional run? I don't know. Thanks to Prime Gravity. I was thinking about it, but probably won't. Thanks to Bits Far Cry. And the Prime 2-point. Yeah, we already went over Twilight. When was the last time you had good chicken? It's been a little while, actually. I need to get my good chicken fix. Black Myth Wukong's not out yet. It doesn't have a release date, man. But I am very excited for it. Assuming it's real and actually comes out. Summer 2024. Thanks to resub underside. Why wouldn't it be real? I don't know. That's one of the theories. There's just a chance it might not be real. Talking about the zombie game that straight up stole assets? No, that's Days Gone. Or, not Days Gone. Holy shit. Days to Die? I don't remember now. What the fuck was that thing called? Day Before. Yeah, Day Before. This is the game you're thinking of. Minute walking simulator and about 10 bullets fired. God, it was so good. Oh, look, they got something new. I haven't seen this. A post-apocalyptic spa? Holy shit, it's real. Oh, wow. This is pretty cool. Man, that was worth the wait. They know how to deliver. There's the resub tofu and City Report. There's the Prime Unshaving. And 2 gifts of Slim Shady. Have you seen the new Rivals of Aether 2 character reveal? Not the new character, I don't think. At least they deliver something unlike Silksong. Okay, well at least Silksong is real. And will eventually exist. And will most likely be fucking amazing. Day Before is not even a real thing. I'd rather they show nothing and eventually drop this game that's a fucking masterpiece than show a post-apocalyptic spa. To try and prove the game exists. Thanks to Resub Bradley. Have you heard about the new fungus infection thing? It sounds like something out of Last of Us. Talking about the one from hospitals, right? Forgot what it's called, but yeah, I did see it. Silksong has 2 more months before the next Xbox showcase to release. Yeah, isn't that crazy? At the end of this... Or wait, was it this? I think it was this, right?
Play it day one with Game Pass.
No. Well, at the last showcase, they said... 1 year, within a year from this showcase, Silksong will be coming out. And, well, we're coming up on that time. Oh, was it a tweet? I thought it was during the showcase. Thanks to Resubkin. After the Hi-Fi Rush success, they can easily just shadow drop it during the next event. I guess, yeah. Probably. The new Amnesia gameplay.
The Amnesia series sits comfortably among the scariest horror games ever. Each entry tells a personal story about survival against...
I still remember how everyone lost their fucking mind with Amnesia. I just never found it to be that amazing. Like, it's fine. Machine for Pigs fucking sucks. The one that came out like 3 years ago fucking sucks. The first one was alright, though. It was okay. I wouldn't consider it one of the scariest games ever made, though.
Supernatural forces, where they are constantly staying one step ahead of nightmarish monsters nipping at their heels or the growing anxiety that looms over every encounter. But developer Frictional Games' upcoming sequel, Amnesia: The Bunker, takes a unique approach to story-driven survival horror, focusing more on the moment-to-moment actions and choices you make when taking the daring plunge into the unknown. After my hands-on time with it, I felt more unnerved and impressed with what tricks this series still has in store.
Did you ever play through Soma? I didn't like Soma at all.
The Bunker takes place during the height of World War I.
I didn't finish it, but
Henry Clement
I did give it a whirl. That was early YouTube streams.
Battle. He finds himself
I just
in
did
a
not like
seemingly
it.
abandoned bunker's infirmary with little memory of what occurred since the conflict. Planning an escape, he gathers resources and uncovers the creepy experiments that have occurred in the facility, including an encounter with a monster known as the Beast, which lurks throughout the bunker while avoiding
lazy.
the light.
The Beast.
After the more cinematic and plot-heavy Amnesia Rebirth, the bunker feels more like a back-to-basics approach with its streamlined narrative. This is to give way for the new world design, focusing on a less guided and semi-open setting to explore. You'll need to collect resources and ammo to survive in the base, all while keeping the bunker's lights on. In an added twist, the placement of collectible items like bullets and fuel are also randomly placed around the environment, all to ensure that you don't get too attached to a particular survival strategy.
Well, this already seems a lot better than the last Amnesia game.
Visually striking environment for Amnesia, which turns the already horrific time period into even more of a nightmare to contend with. What I found truly unique and intriguing about The Bunker is that it moves the moody aesthetic of the Amnesia series to a more traditional survival horror experience. Compared to previous
So it's
entries,
almost like a
this
Five
sequel
Nights at
moves a
Freddy's
bit
type
closer to
deal?
classic
I
Resident
don't think
Evil,
so.
but with that deliberate and steadfast pace that Amnesia is known for. As a soldier, Henry is more capable of defending himself than other protagonists from the series. Along with a gun, he can also use grenades, flares, and other makeshift instruments to defend himself.
When's it come out? It's supposed to be sometime pretty soon, right? Thanks for the bits, T-Chon. Sounds like a good speedrun type game. Probably will be. Comes out in May. Whew. I did play Heavy Rain. It was alright. Any new stinky games coming out soon? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see. There's always new shitty games around the horizon. I'm assuming you're asking about AAA stinkers, so let's take a peek. This month we have... I don't know any of these names. Yeah, all of these are games I have no idea. A lot of them are just ports, it seems. Oh, Mega Striker's hitting the Switch in April. Oh, Jedi Survivor comes out this month. Let's go. That's a good game. Oh, Dead Island 2. There's two of them. Hopefully won't be a shitty game. That looks about it for April. Crime Boss Rockhay City just came out and it's absolutely atrocious. Let me take a peek.
With a cast full of names you might recognize, decent gunplay, and a handful of seemingly...
Oh! Wait! This is the... Oh! Alright. I totally fucking forgot about this game. This was that one that they tried to like hype up real hard because they had all of the celebrities attached to it. Oh, fuck yeah. So it's pretty bad? That's exciting. And it's out right now? Hold on, let me check Steam real quick and see if this bad boy's actually cooking. I played it the other day and it's awful. Okay, it's not on Steam. What's it on? It's on Epic. Damn it. Okay.